Hello and welcome to this walkthrough of this model for Nintendo Wii. This is an overview of what is on this Wii and what you can do. I'll be showing all the channels and all the applications that are available. First I'll be starting off with the homebrew channel. This is where all of the applications are. Usually it's not required to go in there as a lot of the applications are already accessible via these channels, which will be called forwarders. You can do things such as going to Wii'a to play Wii games. This is for stuff I gotta do on the system. This is NES games. This is for Super Nintendo games. This is for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. The Virtual Boy, GameCube, Nintendo 64, the Sega Genesis, Master System, Game Gear, and I believe the Mega Drive. I think there's probably the same thing, but there's like a good some systems on there. We got the Atari 2600, the Atari 7800, and the ColecoVision, all of which work on just the Wii remote alone. The only exception is Nintendo, as since these are GameCube games, they are required to have at least a GameCube controller or a Wii Pro controller. Otherwise, you will not be able to play them. But hopefully we will be providing them soon. Afterwards, we have official Nintendo 64 Virtual Console games. Since reason for there being only these games is because there's not that many Nintendo 64 games on the Virtual Console, and Nintendo 64 emulation in general is not that good. So I put as many as I could, mainly the top played ones or multiplayer based ones, so that way like that it's there for everyone to enjoy. These also require at least a GameCube controller or a Wii Pro controller. Next are these Wii game channels. They're essentially like disc channel, but these are shortcuts that will take you directly to the game from WiiFlow. All you gotta do is just click it, start, and the game will load up. Everything else is pretty much the same. If you do decide to go to the homebrew channel, there are a couple applications in here that are worth noting. For example, we have, at the beginning of the page on the left, we have the GameCube Memory Card Manager, which if you bring your own GameCube memory card, you can actually back it up into the system's SD card, so that way you don't have to lose all your save data on it, Afterwards, you have the homebrew browser, which is just to install apps. And next we have the arcade emulation, or MAME, which is, I forgot the abbreviation, but it's just an emulator that plays a certain amount of arcade games. As the Wii is not able to handle all of it, there's only very few that actually run properly. These can be played with a Wii remote or any other kind of controller, so you don't have to worry about that. There is Playstates, which is essentially just a way for the Wii to store all of its, playthrough history of any games that's already saved on here. You don't have to worry about this. Save Game Manager is a way for us to save Wii game save files and store them into the SD card. And using this, we can install it directly from anybody else's save data onto here. And then we have the other emulators, and then we have the visual controller test, which is a way for you to test out the different controller inputs. It's pretty good because that way we can tell which controllers work and which ones don't, so that way we know what to put on display or not. And that is pretty much it from here. Besides the arcade emulator being on the homebrew browser, everything is already accessible via the channels. I will be giving guides on each of those separately, so that's pretty much the overview of it.